It's all about this. A game-changing lesson from an acting coach 2 decades ago, maybe even more. Have you ever had a challenge or some lesson that you learned from way back when that still serves you today? This is my reminder. I had an acting coach. His name was Bob North, back in Boston. And before I wanted to be a speaker, I wanted to be an actor. So I took classes, and I remember sitting down in the seat in this little classroom, and our acting coach, and I want to be an actor. Ooh, he's been on TV, and sitting there and listening to him, and he said, "You're going to get a lot of rejection as an actor. You're going to go to auditions. You're going to get frustrated. It's going to drive you crazy, and you're going to wonder if you'll ever get picked, if you'll ever land that gig." And, at the beginning, you're so overzealous, you're so overexcited. You're like, yeah. Okay, so there's going to be rejections. I'm going to spend time and energy and effort and go do something. And, okay, so what? Eventually it'll happen. And he was dead on. And I remember I was working at Bose Corporation at the time, and most auditions for commercials and movies were in the city of Boston. So it was about a 40-minute drive. So I had to take a break from work, leave work, drive to Boston, wait, find parking, do the audition, and then come back and go back to work. And there was a lot of that. It was a few times a week, and, taking work time off. And finally, I remember sitting in a casting agent's lobby, in the hallway, actually. It was out in the hallway. And I was just disgusted, and I was just having enough, and I was doubting. And all of a sudden, I had been waiting there for about an hour and a half, and I'm on break from work, taking extended lunch. This guy comes in, walks over to the casting agent, and goes right in. And I'm, what? I've been waiting here for an hour and a half. What? How does he get to go in? And the agent said, well, he's on break and he's got to get back to work. I'm like, I've been sitting here for an hour and a half. I had to drive 40 minutes. He works right down the street. And it was right at that moment that I said, in my mind, I'm done. And right after that, I remembered what Bob North said, that moment that you want to quit. He said, that's the day you would have landed the audition. You would have landed the role. You would have nailed the audition. You would have landed the role. Don't quit. And I took a deep breath. When you're all excited, it's easy to get through rejection. I sat back down. I said, okay, I'm in. Well, about 25 minutes later, I finally got my spot. It was a national TV commercial for Conica. And I went in, and I just instantly connected with the casting agent that was doing the choosing. And he was from September Productions, who in Boston was a big commercial production company. And we just clicked, and we had fun. And I nailed the audition. I felt really good about it. And it was for a photocopy machine, a Konica photocopy machine. It was for a hubcap company. And I was the what not to do guy. I was the reaction guy. Something would happen. I was the reaction guy. Well, this was the tie that I wore in that commercial. And it's a prop. These are iron-on. They literally created this. And this, I asked the person who was, after the commercial shoot, I asked the prop lady, I said, can I keep the tie? And she's like, well, usually we don't, but okay. So this is the tie, and it hangs in my office as that reminder. That day that you were going to quit, that you were going to finally throw in the towel, that's the day that the breakthrough could happen. There's no guarantees. The only guarantee is if you do quit now, you're done. So I keep this up in my reminder. I got to be in my office, and I got to be honest. Sometimes I forget. Even though it's in front of me, I forget this lesson. So this is a lesson, day 15, from an old acting coach. Hey, Lori Hale. Hey, John Hale. Thanks for the thumbs up there, Christina. So that's the lesson for today, day 15. I hope you join us on the 77-day video challenge, sharing lessons from your life as you go now towards your new journey, or the one that the life that you've lived up until now. So a little report in my rejection report. I gotta get the numbers and write them down to show you guys. So I'm keeping track of all. I'm doing research now. I finished all the edits for the script, version 5. I sent out to 2 more producers of my favorite movie now. Not the Rudy movie. I got to call Rudy back. But anyway, so I'm getting a synopsis out to people and trying to get the script in the hands of people. So thank you, Christina. Thank you. I'm reminding myself, too. So, so I actually have a spreadsheet going of the people I reach out to, the people I got to call back, the contacts I make, how many scripts I get out there. So my mentor, Jim Stovall, said, you've got to get your script in the hands of 100 people to have five good conversations. So don't have it in the hands of 100. Sometimes I got to get that synopsis to get them to be willing to look at the script. But anyway, I'm moving forward today, doing my 17 minutes. How about you? Are you taking forward action? You know, I still got to run my business. I still got to do everything else. So I've got to force myself to carve out that time to make progress. That's it for today. See you tomorrow, 8:17.